Hello. Today we're going to discuss creating SMART plus C objectives. For program planning, creating SMART plus C objectives are the foundational elements for your program to secure funding and to ensure that your evaluation plan has a standard to be measured upon. What are SMART plus C objectives? So SMART plus C is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely, and challenging. We're going to talk about what those items are. So specific, those are the details within the objective. The who, what, where, when, why, and how are sometimes put into these specifics within an objective. Next, measurable. There's two components to measurable. There needs to be an action verb involved, which could be list, describe, analyze, or deliver. Something where there's actual action taking place. You want to be sure to avoid the use of vague measurable verbs such as understand or know or awareness, because those are difficult things to measure. However, for list, someone can provide a list of instructions or a list of places. You can take notes on if someone is analyzing information or if information is analyzed. But it's hard to measure if someone truly knows something, or understands something, or has a greater awareness of something, unless you have a scale that you already have in place for your program. The next part of measurable is having a unit of measurement. Sometimes this is a number of people, a percentage of the participants, a number of points, a ratio, or a fraction. It just depends on how you're framing things within the objective, but you have to have a unit of measurement, and this is the standard you'll be using in your evaluations. Okay, achievable. Is it possible for the objective to be achieved? You don't want anything that's too lofty that they can't actually accomplish. You got to make sure that the appropriate resources are available and that the actual items presented are within the program are able to be used to achieve that objective. Relevant. Does the objective really apply to our situation? For example, if you have a program that is educating a particular population about diabetes care, you would want to ensure that the objectives pertain to diabetes care and that program. You do not want to have it addressing hypertension instead, although there may be some overlap of the things that you may do for hypertension care and diabetes care. The point is that your program and objectives should reflect that of diabetes care or diabetes management. Next, time bound. You got to know what the deadline is. After the presentation is an option, or you can say after the program, or 2 weeks after the lecture, or 2 weeks into the program, or at the end of the semester. You just need to tell them when that deadline is to be able to know the objective is met. When do you start measuring that for your evaluation? Okay, last, challenging. Making this objective has to be something that's worthwhile to your program. For example, if it's easy to achieve 5%, that's not really challenging. You need something to make the program worthwhile, to make sure that you're showing to your funders and audience that this program that you are putting together is actually something that's going to make an impact. So make it a little bit of a challenge. If you know from previous data that 5% is easily achievable, maybe you need to bump it up to 15% to really assess if the program is going to be successful upon evaluation. So that's the end of our presentation for creating SMART plus C objectives. Thank you.